I'm gonna show you how to use M.Preuss aka T.Tuchel from PSG, and I'm starting now. The post notification shout out goes out to Fahad and Dino Campbell. If you want a shout out, all you have to do is just turn that post notification on and comment down below as fast as possible, and hopefully you get through. So as you can see, this formation looks very familiar because it is actually the most common formation used by the long ball spammers throughout the entire game. So the reason why I say that this is long ball spamming and not actually a manager that can be used to do long balls is because, as you can look here, his playing style is basically possession based game, short passes and center, yet still long balls work effectively in this formation because you have fast center forwards up top making runs. So I'm basically going to show you guys how to use him to play possession ball game as well as how to use him to play long ball game, because at the end of the day, I don't care what type of ball game you want to play. Whether you want to play long ball spamming or regular football, at the end of the day, you're here to learn. So I'm teaching you how to do something, right? As I said earlier, he's a possession based manager. Build up, play short pass, attacking zone is central, flexible positioning. He's very good defensively. This formation is very good defensively. It actually is the type of ball game to really defend and counter, but he's a possession based manager, so like it's pretty weird because you wouldn't really expect the manager to be this good for a possession based manager. And as you can see, the cost is 860, so you can afford to put in most of your players at least. And my team strength right now is about 4,532, so it's not that bad. It's not a bad formation. It can be used. But yeah, so basically I booked up on this formation on online and I said, you know, let me go buy this manager. So I bought the manager and I put two fast center forwards up top, and I tried to play regular and I tried to play long ball spamming, and both ways work effectively. Both ways score a lot of goals. So you see, if you want to score a lot of goals on online matches and you want the scripting to work for you, because majority of the time the scripting will work for you, because I don't know why this formation is so good, but yeah, it's one of like probably the best formation, and I don't even know why, because usually, you know, you prefer formations with wingers. This formation doesn't have any wingers, so the support system is actually weird. So I guess that's why the long ball spamming actually works, because once you're using two decent strikers who make good runs and you can actually watch the runs at the bottom of the screen where you have the players running, then this formation should work perfectly for you. So you guys know the drill already. All I'm going to do is just play out this replay for you guys to see it, and then I'm going to explain exactly what my actions were. So yeah, as we like scroll back, you can basically see that, okay, so I'm playing some regular short passes through the center. I misplaced the ball, and as you can see, Scholes is right here. I decided to play a long ball. Look where Rummenigge is. Look where the defender is, and I'm pretty sure another defender is close by right here. How in the world did this ball pass those two defenders and Rummenigge get it? Just look how slowly. Look at it. All of a sudden, this defender miscontrol, and then Rummenigge is there. Look at this defender running back like some idiot. Look at this. And then my player is running back as well. I don't even know what's happening in this game. This game is just lone scripting and foolishness. So Rummenigge now goes forward, and well, it's a one-on-one formation, well, one-on-one situation, and the keeper is running out. So I mean, why not just take the shot? So I took the shot and I scored it. So that's basically how you guys do all these long ball spamming. I don't like to do long ball spamming, but it's working. So I mean, if it works, just use it. I probably won't be using this formation anymore, but you know, if it works, just use it, guys. I just basically gave you guys a cheat code on how to win more games without requiring any skills, because all you're doing is long ball spamming. I'm basically just going to list the type of players that I use in this formation and why I use them. So as you can see, I'm using a very offensive goalkeeper. That's Cassius right here. Cassius, because his stats are very good. Everybody knows that Cassius is one of the best legend keepers and keepers overall, so I use Cassius just for that purpose. Obviously he can't do everything, so he's going to concede goals, but luckily this is why your defensive setup is like this. So I'm using 3 center backs and 1 left back, which is a wing back. The reason why I do this is because sometimes opponents like to play 1-2 passes, and these 1-2 passes pass your center backs, your 2 center backs, and your right back is too high to come back and defend. So with 3 centre backs, what it does is that it helps for the centre backs to come back and defend. So it acts as a third defender around back. So he likes to stay back, as well as he can go forward as well. It all depends on what situation you're doing, whether you're attacking or you're defending. I'm actually using 2 build-up play players. I'm using Varane, the first build-up play player. He has good heading and he's a long ball expert, so it's good for long ball spamming. You can also use Van Dijk. I'm using Bastoni. Bastoni is a destroyer. You can use him as well. I use him because he likes to clean up. Like sometimes he does automatic slide tackles. Same thing with Sergio Ramos in a sense, but Sergio Ramos is like I don't know, but Sergio Ramos is more involved in the attacking. So sometimes he leaves the defense to to suffer. So that's why I don't like using Ramos in this formation. But yeah, he can be used though. I use Beckenbauer on the other side because he's fast and he can also play right back. So you can actually switch him over into right back position. And Roberto Carlos can do anything. I use Roberto Carlos for almost all of my set pieces, apart from Beckham. Once it requires a left foot, I'm going to use Roberto Carlos, and Roberto Carlos is going to get the job done. I scored so many corners with Roberto Carlos, his deliveries. So trust me, just use Roberto Carlos. As long as you have the iconic moment version, use him. Pretty sure it's not going to disappoint you. So in midfield now, I have 2 midfielders. Well, 4 actually. I have a defensive mid, which is Beckham. You can also use Vera. What I do is that I switch out. I'm gonna show you guys what exactly I do. So I have Vera on the bench. So I put Vera beside Beckham and put Vera as a defensive mid. But that's if you're playing a side that you know that they can defend well. So you switch it up and you have it like this. Obviously you don't have to have Lampard up there. So you can have Bruno there. There's no problem with that. And look, so you have 2 attacking mid forwards and you have 2 defensive mid forwards. What more do you need? So technically you have 6 players that are there guarding your defense and you have 4 players up front. That's very, very effective. So Beckham now, he's very good at defensive mid forward. At one point I used to doubt it, but he's very good. And in terms of cracking long shots, so you can actually use him to do anything. You can use him to pass the ball, everything. So he's very, very good in that aspect of the game. Vera is a destroyer, so what he does, he basically cleans up any player that comes in front of him. So he can use Vera. For attacking mid forward, I want to use a whole player and actually a playmaker, creative playmaker basically. Even though Scholes is actually an orchestrator, so this actually helped. And he has long range shooting, he has heading, he has knuckle shots, he has rising shots, he has one-time shots. So he doesn't even need to pass the ball, he can just crack it from far out. And I use Scholes in my set pieces as well. He can take corners and he can actually be in the heading for corners as well. Bruno Fernandes is a whole player, so he's always running into space, so that's why I use him. He's very, very effective. He has the one-time shot, the outside curler, the curler, all of those lovely shots. And then you have Sir Romanique. I use him up front. You can use Rashford, you can use Del Piero, you can use Cruyff, you can use Figo, you can use any legend that you feel comfortable with. As long as he's fast and he can make good runs, use him. And Mbappe, you have to have Mbappe in this formation. Mbappe has to be in this formation because 1, it's his formation, and 2, Mbappe is the best player for long ball spammers. For some way, somehow, I'm spamming the ball forward and Mbappe is just overpowering every defender, and I'm like, oh, Mbappe is behind the defender and all of a sudden he reaches in front of the defender, gets the ball and scores. Sometimes his physicality scares me because I don't understand how he does it, but he does it. So, but yeah, that is all basically on the entire thing. I hope that you guys like this review. If you like this review, don't forget to leave a like. Comment down below. Comment keyword for the day is squad 2, so I'll know if you said that. I'm out.